It is 6:30 and I am going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. My name is Julie Nolan and I'm the very proud principal of Windermere Elementary School. We're so glad you're here. This is one of our most favorite evenings of the year, and that's because we get to welcome our newest Hawks to our school. And we feel so incredibly lucky to be the teachers and the principal and the secretary and the MTSS lead and the counselor. And you get to meet some of those very special people this evening. We hope that this evening answers all of your questions. So we are going to run through information that we hope is incredibly helpful to you. We also want you to meet our amazing staff. And we will give you an opportunity at the end of our session tonight to ask us questions. That's why we're here. So before I go further into the agenda, I want you to have an opportunity to meet some of our kindergartners and to hear from them personally why they love Windermere. So welcome, class of 235, and I'm going to hopefully do this correctly. I think I have to go here first. Oh dear. It was working before. There we go.
I'm Lila, and what I love about kindergarten is I love learning new things, I love playing with new friends, and I love my teacher. It's fun to make new friends. At the building, I love learning new letters and passwords. But what I love most is my teacher. Bye. I love being a helper, and if you want to be a helper, just raise your hand. Kindergarten is fun because I like the teachers because they make learning fun. I love about kindergarten is that you get big kid desks. I love about kindergarten how we could go outside to recess, and I like all the related arts, the gym, the music, and the art. And I think favorite thing about kindergarten is my friends and my teacher. My favorite thing about kindergarten is making new friends. I love Mrs. Katz. I love mirror class. I love gym class. I love riding the school bus. I love being with you guys. I like doing school, and I like doing gym class and music class, and I like playing at recess. In kindergarten, we learn math, and that's what I really like to do. I love kindergarten because you can learn to read and lots of other things. I love recess and Miss Skaggs. I love teachers and friends and learning. I like about kindergarten and meeting new friends and my teacher. You'll really like it too. The thing that I love about Windermere is my teachers are really nice, and I learned so much stuff, and it's just really fun. My favorite thing about kindergarten is the math, and I like the books in the library too. Kindergarten, I like the books and story time. That was my favorite thing. I love kindergarten because I like to play with my friends and recess. Hi. What I love most about kindergarten is my teachers and making new friends. And I also love doing math. I love doing number corner. And I love learning new passwords and letters. You should be respectful, responsible, and ready to learn, okay? So, I love doing the game, like the rhyming word game. Thing that I love at school is writing new letters. My favorite part of kindergarten is making friends. Like about kindergarten because they teach me. I love everything about kindergarten.
Okay, let's see. There we go. Oh no, hold on. Oh no. Well, that was our Windermere Hawk song. Oh gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm so sorry. I think, okay. Goodness gracious. Let me come back with the presentation and do my screen share here.
Can you tell luckily we haven't had to do Zoom for a while, so we're not as familiar as we were last year. So thanks for bearing with us.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Keefe, for helping me out there. I am trying to figure out how to get back my, oh goodness. I may need Mrs. Lusk to come help me. Do you think
She's on her way? Okay. We are definitely a good team around here. But we also would like to have our presentation so that you all can follow along out there. And to make sure that what we're saying is making sense to you all. So thanks for being patient with us on this Monday night.
Okay, there we go. I'll try I think you can. You're hearing us behind the scenes. Our presentation, without our presentation, we certainly can do it. I will go ahead and just tell you, Mrs. Lusk is going to try to pull up the presentation. I had it all pulled up and ready to go, and the best laid plans. So you get to see us winging it. There you go. Great. So the next piece, and thank you so much, Mrs. Lusk, that is the one thing I will tell you that I love about the people you see on this screen. As I often say, they are, we work really hard together as a team and support each other. And that goes with all of our grade level teams, but with all of the people that you see here in making this what we hope you feel is a really great school. So for those of you who are current parents, have been here before, or are new parents, I think that you probably know and feel that when you walk in our building. So the slide that you'll see hopefully in a couple of minutes is a slide introducing me. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do this evening. So my name is Julie Miller. Oh my gosh, my name is Julie Nolan, my maiden name. I've only been married for 20 years. And you can tell I'm a little bit nervous. So this is my 30th year in education. I can't believe that. It has been just something that I am loving, that I get to do every single day, is come to a place that I don't feel like is work, but is a place where I love being around the people I'm with, and most importantly, getting to see your children each day just fills my heart with so much love. So this is my 9th year at Windermere. And I've been 24 years as a principal, which is so very hard to believe. Every year I have to add up the dates. So as I said, I have been married for 20 years, and I said my name's Julie Miller, which it is Julie Nolan. I have 3 children who either went through or are going through Upper Arlington School. So my oldest is a freshman in college, and my second is a junior in high school at the Upper Arlington High School. And then my baby is actually an 8th grader at Jones Middle School. So I can't reiterate enough, and I hope it shows in my actions and in my words and all that I do. I really feel very, very fortunate to be the principal here. And as I often say when people ask, when they say, "How many kids do you have?" I will say, today 533, because your children are my children, and we just take great responsibility in making sure that they love coming to school here every day and that they're learning as much as they possibly can. So this evening, our focus really is going to be just to give you a brief snapshot about what kindergarten looks like at Windermere. Also, we want you to have a taste of what Windermere is like. And the people who are here this evening are representatives of our school. We are just so proud of our school, and we have a lot of exciting things to share with you. So we're going to talk a little bit about our full day program that started this year. We're going to talk just briefly about our registration process, about our kindergarten screening, about the delivery systems that you will have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about. And Whitcliffe has their evening coming up on Wednesday. And then we'll give you an opportunity for any questions that you have. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to Mrs. O'Keefe, our school counselor.
Hi, everyone. And I like to share because a lot of people don't really know what a school counselor does these days if this is your first child in kindergarten. So I am also an Upper Arlington mom. I feel like I was just sitting in front of a group of incoming kindergarten parents saying that I have a kindergartner, but I now have a 6th grade daughter at Jones and a 3rd grader at Barrington. And this is my 8th year at Windermere, 10th in the district. I used to be a school counselor at Jones Middle School, and I also was a high school counselor at Bishop Watterson for 4 years. Part of my role is going into the classrooms. I love this part of my job. I get to see every single student, and I think I know everyone's name, even with the masks on. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I love being in the classrooms. I teach them different topics like about diversity, respect, self-regulation, kindness. This month we're talking about bucket filling, and I just love it. I also run lunch groups. So those are smaller groups of students, and usually teachers or parents identify if they want their child to participate in a group. And we have all kinds of different groups, from self-regulation to anger management, all kinds of different topics that we cover. I also meet with students individually. And that's based on student referral. I have a lot of students that will either leave a note in my mailbox or just let me know that they'd like to see me and talk. I receive a lot of emails from parents. I love it. If you would like me to meet with your child, it's again one of my favorite things to do, getting to know kids, or a teacher might refer a child to meet with me. I also work on school-wide initiatives. I'm part of, I love being part of the lead for the PBIS, which stands for Positive Behavior Intervention and Supports, which is a framework that we use for our Windermere Way. You might have noticed those kindergartners talking about being respectful, responsible, ready to learn. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Also have groups like Playground Playmates, where we have our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders helping out on the playground, Leadership in Action and Change Makers, all kinds of fun things that I get to do. And also a part of the parent, staff, and community consultation and collaboration. So I love just making sure that parents are a part of our team as well. So that's a little bit about me and what I do. And I get to introduce, I believe, Andrea Lusk, our MTSS lead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea Lusk, and people are like, what in the world is an MTSS lead? Well, it stands for Multi-Tiered System of Supports. Really, my job is to get to know all your kiddos and make sure they're all growing and learning. And we've been really working on building the MTSS process at all the elementary schools. So we've been working really closely to develop, enrich, and make sure that we're meeting the needs of every child. in our school. So I have a daughter who's 15. She's a freshman. I've been teaching, wow, this is 26 years now, crazy. My 8th year at Windermere, my 13th year in Upper Arlington. I actually am a Golden Bear. I graduated from UA in 1992. And I absolutely love working with the kindergartners. My first 10 years were teaching first grade. So my heart was with the littles. So you will be seeing more of me at kindergarten screening in August, and I'll be talking a little bit more about that a little bit later on. So welcome. Oh, and the next person is a wonderful kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Kelsey Lanfear.
Hi, my name is Kelsey. I am one of the kindergarten teachers at Windermere. I got my undergraduate degree from Michigan State and then my master's degree from John Carroll. I was a teacher for 6 years in Columbus or in Cleveland before moving to Columbus. And I'm really excited to be working with the absolute best team for my 5th year teaching kindergarten at Windermere. When I'm not at school, I can be found chasing my 18-month-old daughter around and with my husband and our golden retriever. Next up is Jessica Hartman.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Hartman, and I'm also one of the kindergarten teachers here at Windermere. I do not have any children, but if you squint really carefully, there's 3 pictures of my golden retriever on the fridge, one with the Easter bunny and one in her Halloween costume. So she's pretty much my child. I graduated from Augustana College, which is in Illinois. And I lived in Illinois, grew up there, and then taught for 5 years in Illinois before my husband and I moved to Columbus in 2019. I spent some time teaching 5th grade. And when I first came to Upper Arlington, that's what I taught. And then I've also taught first grade, but my favorite so far has been kindergarten. And I'm really excited for my 3rd year next year at Windermere in kindergarten. And next is Jamie Trainer.
Hi, I'm Jamie Trainer. And I know this is not as exciting being on a Zoom as it would be coming in person, but hopefully you guys are warm and cozy at your houses. I, like Andrea Lusk, our MTSS lead, also am a UA grad and actually went to Windermere when I was in kindergarten through 5th grade. And then after graduating from OU, I taught in Chicago. I taught kindergarten for 5 years and then wanted to be back closer to family. So ended up moving back to Columbus and I've taught both kindergarten and 3rd grade at Greensview Elementary, and then have been back at Windermere, but this time as a teacher last year and this year. And my own kids will go to Windermere when they are older. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. My son, as well as my daughter, is Frankie, and when I'm not at school, I'm hanging out with them or other family and friends, and love being outside. So we would like it to warm up a little bit more so we can get back outside. But that's me. And I am so excited to be teaching kindergarten. Going from 3rd grade to kindergarten, people think, my gosh, that's a big difference, but really kindergarten is just so much fun. I love the content and the read alouds and all the entertaining things that the kindergartners have to say and share. And then next, I think we have, oh yes, thank you for switching the slide. Miss Wiseman is out on maternity leave, but she is another part of our kindergarten team. Also graduated from Upper Arlington and has been teaching kindergarten at Windermere for 7 years. So she's kind of a good lead and expert that has a lot of resources she's been able to share with all the rest of us.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Bernan, and like Julie said, she's the very proud principal of Windermere. I am the very proud secretary of Windermere. This is my 7th year as the secretary. My first part of, of being in Upper Arlington and as a staff member was at Wycliffe for many years. All three of my children went to Wycliffe and are also UA grads, and I'm going to keep the trend going with Andrea and Jamie and Corey. I am also a Windermere Hawk and a UA grad. I love what I do. I love supporting you guys, supporting your kids, being kind of the mom of Windermere. I am here to help you guys with anything you may need. Call me anytime. That's what I tell everybody. I'm here for you. I am so excited to meet your kids. And I am excited to introduce our school nurse, Janice Walsh.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Janice Walsh, and I am the school nurse here at Windermere. I also am the school nurse at Wycliffe, so I divide my time between the two buildings, but there is always a nurse at Windermere every day. My counterpart is Kara Boyle, and she's in the clinic when I'm not. This is my 7th year at Windermere. My 4 children are all Windermere grads, and my baby is graduating high school this year. My husband is a former Windermere Hawk and his whole family, so I joke that I felt left out and I felt like I needed to work here so I could be a Hawk too. So I am super excited to welcome you to kindergarten and help your students feel their best so that they are ready to learn. And next we are going to talk a little bit about school culture.
And that's me again. So one thing that we love that just sets us apart from Wycliffe or in Tremont and Barrington and Greensview, 5 amazing schools. They're also amazing, but the cultures are all a little bit different. And that's important. That just says a lot about who the staff is at every building. And so at Windermere, we have the Windermere Way, which is it's an important piece of our school culture. You notice that the kindergartners were even talking about being respectful, responsible, ready to learn. As I mentioned, that's part of our positive behavior interventions and supports framework. And so we do a lot of that at the beginning of the year after long breaks. We revisit that, and that's just part of what makes Windermere kind of a unique place. And another thing that all the schools do that's important to everybody is the reaching every child. And so we make sure that every child has an adult staff member that they have a connection with. And so we do this by typically surveying kids in different ways, getting their feedback, just to make sure that they have someone that they feel they have a connection with. And if we have students that don't really feel like they have a connection with an adult, then we work to reach out to them in one way or another. So whether that's through notes or lunch meetings, or just pulling them aside and doing some things. So we just want to make sure everyone has an adult that they can go to. Next is our Hawk Huddles and our family groups. These are vertically aligned groups of students that meet throughout the year to, again, make more connections with not only a different adult that they might not see all the time, but with other students. So when we talk about vertical alignment, we're talking about kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders all together. There are other elementary schools that have these, maybe you might have heard them as family groups. And here we call them Hawk Huddles since we're the Windermere Hawks. And a group of Hawks is a huddle. So we talk about things such as growth mindsets. That's what we're focusing on this year and last year. And our growth mindsets are empathy, optimism, resilience, persistence, and flexibility. So we teach them what those mean and do an activity with them. And another piece of that is the growth mindsets. That's something that we also work on in the classrooms as well. We talk about the power of yet, and that's something that's kind of, I encourage you to Google and find out more about growth mindsets, because that's something that you can even work with your kids on at home. Playground Playmates, I mentioned that earlier. That's just one of our many programs that we have to make sure that kids are connecting with other kids. It's a leadership opportunity for students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade to feel like they have a purpose at school, and they're part of making a positive change. We also have new student ambassadors for our 4th and 5th graders. If they've been a Playground Playmate, they can apply to be a new student ambassador, and they work hard on welcoming all our new students, mostly focusing on 1st through 5th graders, but also finding out how we can welcome our kindergartners. And then finally, just another piece of our school culture is our DEI work, our diversity, equity, and inclusion work. So we have a staff committee that works together on this, and we meet monthly, and we also have a parent committee. And so everyone really works together on delivering great things to our students that are making sure that we're including everybody, and reaching out to every student, and that everyone feels a part of our school. So that's just a little bit about our school culture. And again, if you have any questions about any of these, you can put them in the Q&A, or you can always reach out to us. We'll be sharing our contact information at the end of this. Oh, and this Windermere Way video, it's kind of a lengthy video, so we're going to give you an opportunity at the end. We're going to show you, I think it's a QR code that you can send us your information, and we will email you this Windermere Way video and some other things if you just fill out that information and let us know your email address. And then on to why a full day of program.
Upper Arlington, I think Julie mentioned this, Mrs. Nolan mentioned this when we first started our webinar, but Upper Arlington launched the full day program this fall. So it's our first year doing it. And the change has been a positive for lots of reasons, but especially for having more time to work with the students and meet them exactly where they are. You think about a half day program when they're here for 2 hours and they go to PE or music or art, and then they have a recess, and by the time you're in the classroom, there's not much time to do small groups or work with kids one-on-one. So it's really nice that we can spread that out throughout the day and give the kids lots of breaks from, it's not like they're sitting at a desk or sitting at a table or on the carpet all day long. There's lots of moving and playing. And the full day has also given us the opportunity to incorporate play and collaboration with their peers into the kindergarten day, which was tricky to do with a half day program. So all good things.
So this will just reiterate a little bit of what Mrs. Trainer said, but a kindergarten day is kind of broken up. A full day is long even for adults. And so we break up the day to support those youngest learners. So we have different chunks of time where we do our content areas. We have reading time, probably more of an ELA block where writing is also incorporated. There's a block for math, and then we're incorporating science and social studies along with literacy. And then throughout the time or throughout the day, there's also time for play and lots of brain breaks. The kids this year are very into Go Noodle and dancing. So we've had a lot of fun with that. We also, like Mrs. Trainer added, have had a lot more time with the full day program to work with kids in small groups or one-on-one, whether that's to just reinforce learning or extend learning as needed. In addition to the classroom lessons, the students go to related arts. So each week, they'll get a chance to go to PE, they get a chance to go to art, and they get a chance to go to music. And then this year, we've also, across the district, included something called Elementary Explorations, where a rotation of 5 former middle school teachers come in and lead the classes through every other week. They have a chunk of time where they get to work with them on some different curricular things, and reinforcing those mindsets and growth mindset that Ms. O'Keefe mentioned earlier. And then our school hours are from 8:15 to 2:50.
So these are just some of the components of a kindergarten day. We all start our morning with a morning meeting, and this is really one of my favorite parts of the day because you really get to have the individual, you have interaction with the students as a group. Everyone has a chance to kind of greet each other, say good morning, do a fun activity. And so we get to really build community each and every morning when everyone arrives. We also do a reading workshop and our theme work every day with some kind of science or social studies. Sometimes that might be through our read alouds or, different activities that we do. We'll do rotations in our class and get to do different activities. We spend time every day doing phonics and phonemic awareness. So our phonics program is Foundations, and our phonemic awareness, we use Heggerty. We use brain and body breaks a lot during class, like it was mentioned, just to get the kids kind of moving and doing some different things and getting their body kind of active and learning as well. We do math workshop using our Bridges and our Number Corner math program. Students will also have lunch and recess every single day. That's really a favorite time for kids to kind of interact and have fun with one another and hopefully get outside. When we come in, we spend some quiet time just resetting. Our day is pretty long, so we spend time resetting and just being quiet, looking at books, drawing, or just resting. Our writing workshop, we'll do that too, where we just practice. Right now we're focusing on letter writing and getting into some writing a few words and things. So that's been fun to see their growth at this point in the year. We do go to related arts every day. And then as Mrs. Hartman just talked about, we have elementary explorations every other week.
So you'll notice the link for registration is on our webpage here. If you go to the district website, there is a link on the left-hand side for new kindergarten registration that actually opened up today. So you guys can go ahead and log in and register your student. It is all online. We ask that you please try to have the registration completed by March 8th. That way we have our staffing and our class ratios kind of in place. You will be asked to upload all of the pertinent documents that we may need: your proof of residency, your child's birth certificate or passport, any custody or those kinds of papers if you have them, if they're applicable, immunization records. If you do have any trouble with the registration process, you are welcome to email me or call me at school, or there is an enrollment email that you can also go to, and that is also all on the district website.
Mrs. Knoll, you right now.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Other items to consider. We are so lucky as we have 5 elementary schools in Upper Arlington. There are different instructional programs that you as parents, as residents, have the choice to make. And so Barrington Elementary has both the contemporary and in the informal progressive program. So they have a program of each within the one school. Greensview, Tremont, and Windermere are contemporary. And then anyone in our attendance zone can also choose to go to Whitcliffe, and Whitcliffe is the progressive informal program. I said to you earlier when we started the webinar that their information night is on Wednesday. So if you would like to learn more about the informal program, please plan on attending. Also, just something that I always like to say is we really are so very fortunate in that all of our schools, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, all of our elementary schools, we are very close as an elementary team, and so work very hard that we are consistent and sharing similar messages in addition to our content, and our curriculum is the same. Open enrollment is something that is offered in Upper Arlington as well for families who want to be, or for families who want to consider a school outside of their attendance zone. So all of the information is listed here in addition to on our website. I think the biggest piece that I like to share with parents is once you've made a choice, that becomes your home school. So let's say that you are a family who lives in the Tremont attendance zone and you open enroll to Windermere. Windermere then becomes your home school. So that if you decided that you wanted to go back to Tremont, you would have to open enroll, and that is when we look at numbers. So all of that information is listed here, and we are happy to answer any additional questions you may have. Our school hours are, and you can see all of this information here, 8:15 to 2:50. Our first day of school, we do a staggered start for our kindergartners, and that really gives us an opportunity as teachers to get to know your children and to make sure that they understand or not understand, but they have a familiarization with our school, and there are fewer students in the classroom just for that one day, that they're half of their class. And I would say the kindergarten teachers would tell you that is just a great way to have the kids feel really comfortable and getting to know each other better. If you have any special health concerns, please don't hesitate, as you met Nurse Walsh, please don't hesitate to reach out to Nurse Walsh or Nurse Boyle. And our kindergarten screening that we are really excited about, and that will give you an even greater opportunity to learn more about our kindergarten programming and to meet the kindergarten teachers. And Mrs. Lusk is going to talk about that, but it is August 8th and 9th. Mrs. Lusk.
Oh, I really love the kindergarten screening. We call it actually the teddy bear picnic, because we really want you and your child to come in and feel like you're on a picnic, feel comfortable. There's teddy bears everywhere, and they get to meet all the kindergarten teachers. And Julie and I and Kate will be there to talk to you about what the kindergarten curriculum is like. So our goal really for kindergarten screening, it's not a pass fail. It is for your child to come in and leave bouncing. So excited to start kindergarten. That is our ultimate goal. And they do. They leave skipping and jumping. I mean, they're so excited when they leave. And that is the whole purpose of kindergarten screening, is for them to come in, for us to get to play some games with them, look at some letters, some real basic assessment information that just helps us create our classes, make sure everything, we have all of our classes spread out and set up to be able to meet the needs of all the kids. So it's a lot of fun. We also have our vision and hearing screenings at that time. And then we will meet right after kindergarten screening, and that's when we put our class list together. So later in that week, you will figure out or find out who your child's teacher is. So make sure you mark your calendar for August 8th or 9th. And then as time gets closer, we'll let you know what day and what time. I think you might actually register for that when you sign up for kindergarten. So we can't wait to meet you, and can't wait to see you at our kindergarten picnic.
So just some quick nurses notes. As I mentioned before, the clinic is staffed every day of the week from 8 to 3. Upper Arlington is fortunate to have only RNs in all of their buildings. And my partner here at Windermere is Kara Boyle. Her kiddos go to Tremont, and she is just here on the days that I'm not. If you are looking for the current Ohio summary of immunizations that are required for school attendance, you can find that on the link right here, the immunization summary. And again, as Mrs. Nolan mentioned, if your child has any special health concerns, asthma, food allergy, we encourage you to reach out to us. There is an opportunity when you're completing your online kindergarten registration where you can input that information, but you can always shoot us a quick email as well, and we will connect with you prior to the start of the school year to arrange for, if you need to house medication with us, we do that. If your child has any medical needs that we would need to assist with during the day, we're happy to do that as well. So please reach out with any questions. We're always happy to help, and we can't wait to see you.
I want to mention really quick before talking about our SAC program that the webinar that we have here will also be posted on our website. So all of the links that we have, you will have access to those. For our SAC program, or school age childcare, it is actually a separate entity from the schools. All of the elementary schools do have after school programming in the buildings, but they are their own entity. So we don't run the SAC program. They are run by the SAC supervisors and department with school age childcare. New student registration for our newer families opens up in April. Their link is also on our website. So once you guys decide you have that need for aftercare for your children, you can sign it up for the SAC program. I believe they do have a lottery system, so it is not a guarantee that anybody that signs up will be registered for SAC. There are other area aftercare providers that I am happy to help you all with. if the need arises.
Sorry, technical difficulty again.
I hit the email link. I apologize. I need to pay closer attention.
As I said, we are not pros at running the webinar. Thank goodness that we have our students back. So thank you for your patience. Windermere Resources, if you click on that link, which I won't ask you to do, Andrea, just because I don't want it to kick you out, we have linked in this presentation again that Mrs. O'Keefe said that we would share with you, or are happy to share with you if you share your emails with us through that QR code. But this is a link to our website that lists all of the information you need to know about kindergarten. The next piece that I want to share with you is I don't know what we would do without all of you. Our PTO is just phenomenal, and we invite you to get involved. There's so many ways to help out in the classroom and through events that we have, and our PTO takes such great care of us. They plan so many phenomenal activities and fund so many opportunities for us as staff and as students and as families to just create that very inclusive culture of our Windermere Hawks that we love so very much. So with that being said, I do want to give you an important date. That is an event that we just love. It is one of my favorite times of year, and that is on Friday, May 6th. That is our Kid Fest this year that our PTO puts on. And at this event, what we would love to do is invite any kindergarten parents who are interested in touring the classrooms to not only attend Kid Fest, but we will also give you an opportunity to walk through the kindergarten neighborhood. I say this again and again, as taxpayers, we thank you so very much. We love our new building and are so grateful for our space. We know it's all about the people and about who teaches your children and who works with your children. And with that being said, having this beautiful building that's bright and open and the spaces are just phenomenal. We want you to be able to see those spaces. So we invite you to come to the classrooms on that date, May 6th. You also will have an opportunity on August 8th and 9th to visit our classrooms at our kindergarten registration. So both of those are opportunities that you can, we hope that you participate in those. Mrs. Lusk, would you like to explain the QR code?
Well, I was really excited to share it, but they're saying there's an internal error in our QR code. So it worked earlier, but it's not working right now. So I guess instead of scanning the QR code, if you want to email me at alusk, L-U-S-K, at uaschools.org, what I'll do is we want to know who you are, and we want to know who's watching, and we want to know who our incoming Hawks are. So really what you were going to do is scan the code, and then you were going to actually, we were going to collect all those names and later tonight send you this presentation. So you have links to the websites, to the videos, to everything that you need. But you can also find that information on our website. So if you'd like to get an email of all that information, again, alusk, L-U-S-K as in kite, at uaschools.org. And just, I'll have your email address, and just tell me who your child is, so we can get to know your kiddos, and maybe see them at Kid Fest, hopefully.
And we have a couple of questions. And so I'm just going to list, this one's for Mrs. Nolan or Mrs. Miller. We're going to call you tonight. The first question is, what is the ratio between the number of students and teachers at kindergarten for this year? And do we expect more students this coming year? And if so, what's the maximum ratio between teachers and students?
So this year in kindergarten, one of my kindergarten teachers, or Miss Maria, helped me out. We, I believe it is 22 to 1. Is that correct? we're pretty much across the board with all 4 of our classes 22-1. And I see that the next question then says, do you expect more students this year? If so, what is the maximum ratio between teachers and students? So that's something that we look at very closely throughout the summer, and with the enrollment, as you are deciding where you're going to attend, is that we look as a district very closely. There is no cap as far as if you are in our attendance zone and you choose Windermere, you come to Windermere, we want you at Windermere. And so we, as far as that ratio goes, we are always looking very carefully. We typically would cap it at 24. And when I say cap it, I mean we would look at adding another teacher. So we would add a section. So as far as is there a maximum number? No, there is not a maximum number if you are in our attendance zone, or if you choose Windermere and you're in our attendance zone.
Thank you. A question for Miss Maria. What if we can't upload the forms? Is there a way to drop off paper copies?
You can drop off paper copies to me. You can also email the forms to enrollment@uaschools.org. I believe there might be a cap at how many they are allowing to upload, which I'm not sure why. Our registration is centralized and it's not in the buildings anymore. But yes, you are welcome to get anything to me and I will take care of it for you.
Thank you. Mrs. Nolan, a couple more questions for you. Are there split grade classes at Windermere? For example, K and 1 together, 2 and 3 together?
And so that we do not have split classes. That would be something that you would probably see in the progressive informal program.
And then maybe Maria, if your child is currently enrolled at Burbank, does any student information transfer over through PowerSchool, or do you need to start from scratch?
You will need to do a whole new kindergarten student registration. You will still have your PowerSchool parent portal, so you won't need to do a new parent portal, but your registration will be a brand new registration.
Oh, real quick, I just have to tell you, we have dozens, well, a dozen and a half, going on 2 dozen emails with our incoming kindergartners already. So I'm excited. Keep them coming.
Thanks for being on top of that, everybody. Next question, maybe Mrs. Nolan, what time does the building open for drop off in the mornings?
Great. So we, students can be dropped off at 8 o'clock, and our school officially begins at 8:15. So there are many of us on duty starting at 8 o'clock, and kids come into the building, and by grade levels, they are in the building from 8 to 8:10, and then they're dismissed to their classroom at 8:10 with the day starting at 8:15.
And I think we only have one more question. And again, I think this one is probably for you, Mrs. Nolan. What's the biggest difference between progressive and contemporary learning?
You know, that is a great question, and I'm not sure if I can answer that. As far as, I think the best recommendation I would have is to attend Wycliffe's kindergarten information night on Wednesday. And I did look that up. It is Wednesday. It is a webinar at 6:30 as well. And the link is on our district website. It also, as all of our webinars, are being made available on YouTube. So that's something you could watch too afterwards if it's not a convenient time. I think the biggest piece is, and actually last year we had the pleasure of being on Wycliffe's campus with Wycliffe. So we were in the old Wycliffe, and then Wycliffe was in their new building. And so we had opportunities to collaborate and go over and visit, which was a lot of fun. And as I shared earlier, as principals and actually as a staff, all elementary staff, we work very hard to collaborate together so that our students in Upper Arlington have that consistency from building to building. Our standards are the same in every building, which is our curriculum. And when we're looking at our assessments, we are streamlining our assessments so that we are always looking at how we best grow kids and what resources help us to grow kids, knowing that the teacher is the primary resource. So I do think probably when you look, Wycliffe has 10 principles that they are founded on. And my comment to that is our teachers too, when you read those principles, would also say that many of those are things that we are doing every single day in our classroom as well. Most importantly, we want to know your students. We want to know their loves, their likes, their interests. And getting to know them is the foundation to all that we do so that they can grow as much as they can in all areas and academically, of course. So I hope that answers your question, but I do recommend being able to attend both if you're interested.
And I think that those are all the questions it looks like right now. But if you have any other questions that we didn't get to, or if anything comes up, feel free to email any of us. Please be sure to let us know if you'd like these links, this presentation sent to you.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us this evening. And we hope you have a wonderful night.
Thank you everyone for coming. Don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We invite you to email us or give us a call at any time to help answer questions for you, because we know as kindergarten parents ourselves, when you're sending your child to school, we want you to feel very comfortable about any questions that you have. So thank you for your time this evening, and we can't wait to meet you in person. Have a great rest of the evening.